Okay, so good morning everyone. My name is Stephen Sheridan. I'm the Skills Planning Manager for Skills Development Scotland. So I'd just like to start with a few things. First of all, my opening slide, you might notice that's not me, but instead that's Sophie Turner, who's a former stonemasonry apprentice with Historic Environment Scotland. Robin mentioned it's National Apprenticeship Week, and this is actually part of our national marketing campaign this year. And it's a great photo and a great advert, I think, for the sector as well. So I just want to touch on a few issues. Certainly today I want to cover very briefly the role of Skills Development Scotland, touch on the kind of role in vocational training, the drive from government, and the link to the economy as well. And then hopefully, if we've got time, touch on a few opportunities to work together, which will get explored in the afternoon sessions as well. So if you're not aware, Skills Development Scotland is the Scottish Government's national skills agency. It was a new organisation formed in 2008, bringing together the skills responsibilities from Highlands Isles Enterprise, Scottish Enterprise, and with what was at the time Career Scotland, the Scottish Government's career service as well. And from that, we're really kind of known for three things. The first one is our modern apprenticeships. It's a significant investment from the Scottish Government. We administer that and facilitate the development of apprenticeships, and certainly a big drive going forward. The second part of SDS is really our Careers Information, Advice and Guidance service, which has really been transformed in recent years, certainly since when we were in school, certainly anyway, that it's no longer a focused service just on sometimes those further away from the labour market, but instead all-age service, pre and post school, and really with a focus on engaging young people at the earliest possible stage. So we're working in primary schools. We now have career staff in all secondary schools in Scotland, and we have career centres throughout Scotland as well, again for all age. So the focus really is very much engaging people at the early stage, exposing them to the world of work, exposing them to employers, and greater interaction with employers. So a lot of our work is really working and promoting the jobs that are out there, the opportunities that are out there, both to young people and to working with teachers as well. We do CPD for teachers, and we have a lot of targeted intervention for kids from primary 7 upwards, helping them work through their career choices as well. So really a kind of transformed career service we have now, providing plenty of opportunities for people to become involved in as well. And the third part of our organisation really is our focus on employers. I'm part of an industry and enterprise directorate, which has a focus on working with employers, and within that I'm part of a skills planning team. And our role really is looking at supply and demand, bringing the kind of evidence together around the jobs and skills, and we do that nationally, regionally and locally, and we work across sectors as well. A focus for us really is around skills investment plans, where we try and capture the economic performance, the opportunities and the risks in a given sector or region, and then work with partners to develop actions around that and take that forward, really with a kind of drive to influence investment that goes into skills. This has been very successful, and we've been doing this now for about 6 years. So we do this for a number of sectors, initially around key economic growth sectors, around some of the key and the volume sectors as well. And as we've mentioned, we're actually now developing one for the historic environment, which today is kind of part of that kind of consultation process, and we're really keen to hear from you as well. So really that's the kind of backdrop in terms of SDS and the team that I sit on. And really when we look at the kind of skills planning and we're looking at moving really skills and vocational training forward, we're trying to take it forward in terms of the Scottish economy and the investment from the government in skills. Now things have moved on since this slide was used initially, and youth unemployment is actually dramatically lower than that. The government's reduced youth unemployment by 40% since 2012, so there have been significant reductions. But there's 7 billion invested in skills in Scotland every year, from apprenticeships to further and higher education. So significant investment goes into it. And when you look at the current picture, certainly in schools and vocational learning, it's a different picture, certainly in Scotland, than it is in some countries which actually value work-based learning. When you look at Switzerland and Germany, there's significant work-based learning within the educational system. And you look at senior pathways in school in Scotland, less than 8% of kids are actually on something vocational. And from that 8%, only 50% are actually achieving a recognised award that would be nationally recognised. So big differences there. And the quality of these will differ in terms of employer engagement and truly work-based learning as well. So a bit of work to do around that area. When you look at the wider skill system and investment that goes into it, there's some good outcomes in terms of further education, higher education coming straight from school, but we still have unemployment coming from school, and again, varied outcomes coming from further and higher education as well. And sometimes, when you look at the underemployment from graduates, there's a question there in terms of the appropriateness of some of the courses. So again, just to caveat this is across the whole skill system, but clearly there's work to be done, sometimes both at school, FE and HE level. And the Scottish Government has really tackled this in a number of ways, certainly in 2014 by developing a youth employment strategy, developing young workforce, if you came across that. And then last year through an enterprise and skills review, looking really at the investment around skills and the planning, with focus certainly on the enterprise bodies, but also on Skills Development Scotland and the Scottish Funding Council as well. Really with a focus for things to be more demand-led and a match between supply and the demand for skills. And also certainly a key role for us is really moving work-based learning up the agenda where appropriate, both in schools, FE and working with our HE partners as well. When you look at many sectors, it's actually something that's been there for many, many years. It was called different things, but it's been around for a long time as well, and it's just to reawaken that across the piece. The ambitions for Scotland really is now to look at having 20% of young people by 2021 doing some sort of vocational learning within school as a subject choice, really softening the divide between the academic and the work-based learning. So that's quite a shift from the 8% to 20%, and the government's aspirations was probably that would be a good balance for the Scottish economy as well. And the key driver for us has been apprenticeships in terms of our investment, and also in terms of that kind of work-based learning ethos that through achieving qualifications and working with an employer in a framework that benefits both the young people and the employers and the economy as well. So really, since the Youth Employment Strategy, we've moved this agenda forward to have pathways from school, from the senior phase, so we're talking S4 and upwards, that can lead into a variety of sectors, taking somebody through experiences of education and also, importantly, work experience and then employment from that level at 16 right up, hopefully, to master's level as well in a structured pathway. And really we felt that that's what's missing. So to start with, we've looked at foundation apprenticeships. That was the beginning of this journey. This has now been around for 3 years, but it's really just embedded in. And for those of you who are not aware, this is really pupils in school in S5 and S6 effectively starting a modern apprenticeship as a subject choice and doing it over 2 years. But with real meaningful engagement with an employer, so the employer experience is as valued as the off-the-job learning experience in the college as well. And we're finding this is opening up pathways for people who maybe not only would struggle to get into employment, but also into further and higher education as well. About 75% of all our students on foundation apprenticeships are achieving 2 hires or less, and many are now progressing into FE and HE. And it's the progression routes that I think are important. While it is part of a modern apprenticeship, that is only one of the outcomes we're looking to get from this. And really, it's providing young people with the knowledge, the relevant skills and experience that would benefit them to go into jobs, to graduate apprenticeship and to FE and HE as well. So it's not just around it being an apprenticeship, it's about informing other pathways as well. We've done a lot of work in recent years around our modern apprenticeships. They've certainly grown. There's a government long-term ambition now to work to 30,000 modern apprenticeships with an increased focus on STEM, on increasing the level of the apprenticeships to level 3 and above, so equivalent of a higher, and also addressing inequalities in some of the frameworks in terms of gender as well. So these are expanding all the time. We're looking at 26,000 starts this year with over 12,000 employers hopefully becoming involved. And as you know, there are now a range of sectors. It's not just traditional apprenticeships, like in construction, it's across new technologies as well, and increasingly getting to a higher level. I think what I thought might be of more interest for people today would be the graduate apprenticeships. So these are the same model as the modern apprenticeship, that really someone who is employed or looking to be employed with a sponsoring employer can now enter a qualification in employment up to master's degree level. So it's following the modern apprenticeship model. This is now fully funded by SDS for the duration of the graduate apprenticeship, and has been designed by employers and industry, particularly important, I think, around professional standards and professional recognition as well. The difference between this and really a day release degree, well, if somebody's in employment, is about the involvement of the work-based learning within that as well. So this effectively reduces the off-the-job learning within a university degree, recognising the learning that happens in the workplace, providing a structure and mentoring for that. So for example, if you're doing a project and a simulation in university, you would actually do it in the workplace instead. So this is actually letting people achieve, for example, in civil engineering, an honours degree in 4 years like they would full-time, but they're doing that while employed as well. And actually then therefore speeds up their journey to be professionally chartered as well. So as we're saying, the majority of their time is actually spent in work, not in university, although it's a key component part of it as well. And it's also used not just for new people, but also for any employees. So there's large ambitions for this, but certainly in the short term, and this is really our first year full of this, we're looking at 950 graduate starts across 11 frameworks. I look after construction. Certainly when we look at construction, we have a widespread from civil engineering, both at HND level, which is letting people go into technical roles, and also at honours level as well, letting people work towards their journey of being chartered. We have one for construction, which is actually meets the needs of land surveying, building surveying, quantity surveying, archaeology, etc. So lets employers take in young people and work through the academic journey as well as work-based learning journey. And as you can see, we have many partners in this journey with us just now. The future ambition certainly is to look to 4,000 graduate apprenticeships by 2020, and there really is significant interest and demand from employers in this model. We're certainly committed to embedding this throughout our careers guidance in schools, making it a clear offer and a pathway for people. And certainly important, I think, I'm biased, I'm based up in the Highlands, Inverness, that we have a good geographical spread of the offer as well. So we're lucky we've got UHI as a partner in the Highlands. And if I take construction as an example, we're very lucky that even in the first year of the built environment, we have 2 universities in Glasgow, 2 in Edinburgh, provision in Aberdeen and provision in the Highlands. So really, really good start for us there. And just finally, just want to touch on opportunities to engage. I think certainly through our work as a career service, our work with both sector bodies and employers, there's a real opportunity to work with STS to link with schools, to work with the curriculum, to develop the curriculum, whether existing or new, to develop lesson plans, to get involved in engagement, to influence the career management skills and the information, advice and guidance that young people are exposed to within school. There's a huge amount of investment in this, and there's real open door for anybody to work with SDS on this. So great opportunities there. In terms of work-based learning, and we've touched on even in the opening slides about further education, higher education, a real opportunity to work with ourselves in terms of influence in college and universities, particularly around developments around modern apprenticeships, foundation and graduates as well, but also influence and provision mainstream as well. And also finally, hopefully you can contribute either through the conversations today or through the survey, our historic environment skills plan as well. So plenty to discuss hopefully at the tables today, certainly around the opportunities arising through STS and work-based learning. Okay, thanks for your time.